I'm going to break down how to do a lunge. Now a lunge is a super simple movement for a lot of people, but a lot of people still do it quite wrong. So I'm going to show you a few different things. Whether you're doing this with a kettlebell, dumbbells or a barbell, the same things still apply. It's just where you're holding the weight that changes, but I will show you how to do it with a barbell as well. So a couple of different key points when you're doing a lunge. The first is that 80% of your weight needs to be through the front leg, all right? The back leg is just there for support. It's not there to take the majority of the weight. So what I see a lot of people do when they lunge is put a lot of weight through their back leg and then they lean back. And when I ask them what leg they can feel it on, they say the back one. Now the reason why that's happening is because this is in a stretch. So if you put too much weight through it, it's going to take quite a lot of pain. It's going to cause quite a lot of pain. So instead what we want to do is put all our weight through the front one. So if you look here, this is how much weight can go through the front leg. It's because that one's taking the majority of it. The position there was the same as when we lunge. So what we tend to do is we want to slightly lean forwards, so into this position, and then we drop. And we keep 80% through the front, and the back leg is there for balance. So we just want to let it control us down, and then if we need to, we can slightly push off the back foot, depending on whether you're doing a reverse lunge or a walking lunge. So you can push slightly off the back leg if you need to. You just have to decide whether that's what you need to do or not. So that's going to be your kind of starting position. Now, how far you lean forwards will depend on how much of what muscle we're working. So if we lean really far forwards, so like this, our glute is going to engage way more. Whereas if we stay nice and upright, which most people will want, is for us to work our quads a little bit more. Still works the glute, but not to the same degree as if we lean forwards. So the reason why it hurts more in the glute when you lean forwards is because your glute is more at a stretch, so it's going to engage it a lot more. So there's the key kind of principles with the lunge. The other thing that a lot of people do wrong is when they step back in a reverse lunge, they step behind the other foot and then wonder why they wobble, as you can see. So the reason you wobble is because the surface area in which you're covering is very small. So you're not going to be very balanced. So instead, when you step back, you want to keep at least hip width apart. So here and then down, and your balance will be way, way better. What happens typically when people are lunging? So the front leg often will cave in, and this is what we want to avoid because the glute doesn't work as well, but we're also we're super unbalanced. So we want to stop it from doing this. And so what we do is we force the knee slightly out. This engages the glute nicely, and it means that we're in this really nice position where the knee slightly tracks over the toe. The other thing a lot of people do is when they put too much weight over the back leg, the back knee caves in like this, and again, it causes you to go all over the place. So you want to slightly spread your knees when you do it, step back, and then go like this. So both knees are directly in line with your hips and directly in line with your toes, like so. The final other thing that a lot of people forget is that your knees do need to slightly go over your toes to give you the best balance. So you want to drop slightly over them. Doesn't matter how far, as long as it's comfortable and that you've got those quads firing up. But for most people, the knee will stop at the toe edge for most. Some people will go slightly over, some people will do slightly less. It really depends on what works for you based on your leg length. But yeah, that's how it looks. So you quickly show you what this looks like with a bar. So when we step back, it looks like this, all right? So knee tracks over, and we go. The same thing goes with the walking lunge. 80% through the front leg, 20% through the back.